I know a lot of you guys wanted to be outside. Apologies. We will be outside for practice, though, so hopefully everybody's got a coat. All right, so just some, in general roster moves. We did end up putting Andrew DePaula and Will Reichert on IR. I mentioned that Depot would need a quick procedure to get that thing fixed up, and he'll be on the road to returning sooner rather than later. And then Will with just the soft tissue quad. Just want to be smart about it. Do not want this thing to linger on and on and on. Will's been phenomenal for us, and we want him to get healthy. And in the short term here, we did sign John Parker Romo to the active roster. Jalen Redmond also came up from the practice squad as he's out of elevations, and something we wanted to make sure we had him up. And then to the practice squad, likely to be elevated, Jake McQuaid at the long snapper position, a guy I've spent some time with. Big fan of Jake, and pro's pro. He showed up ready to roll, being the 14-year vet that he is. And then also we will open up the window for Gabe Murphy to start getting some work out on the field. So tough 3-game road stretch starting. Month of November is going to be critical. Got off to a good start the other night at US Bank. Crowd was awesome. Proud of the effort to get that win, but a lot of things we can do better. Starts with me, and that's what we're going to work on. We got to have a really good week of prep. A lot of respect for Doug and his ability to get a team ready to go, and they're a talented team across the board. So it's going to be a heck of a challenge going on the road to try to go 1-0 this week.
Will Reichert, is this a minimum 4 game? That's it? He'd be out, or do you expect it to be longer?
Don't know that yet, but that we'll be trying to get him to a place where we can, at the very least, maybe open his window as soon as possible to get him, kicking around the guys again and working back into it. But I think the most important thing is right now him just getting on the road to allowing that thing to just totally settle down and be a non-issue moving forward.
On Will, did he tell you beforehand? Because he talked about the fact that it was bothering him going into the game. It sounds like it got worse. But like, were you guys aware that there was something up, or did he not tell you until it was too late?
Really just normal, routine kind of, maybe uncomfort, you can call it. But, there's a lot of guys during the course of the season. It's not necessarily always the kicker, but he kicked great in practice and felt good going into the game. I think it was something early on in the game that truly triggered this as an injury. And, at that point, Will's been a guy that, beyond his years of being just a rookie in this league, he's a guy we can, have that dialogue with and decide what's best. And ultimate competitor. Just wanted to make sure he knew that he's not letting anybody down. We just need him to get healthy and be ready to get right back on track to where he was, before having that take place early on in the game.
Coach, yesterday Matt Daniels talked about obviously wanting Andrew DePaula to stay around the team and continue to have that leadership. But with bringing in Jake, how much does his obvious familiarity with Coach Daniels help that transition?
I think it does. Jake's, and it also just brings times like this, especially with the specialists, can be you're just trying to remove any and all uncertainty. I've got confidence in Parker just from his time here already, and then knowing Jake, it should just instilling a level of calmness and just execution of doing that very, very important job. So between the experience level of Jake and then the familiarity with Park, I think we did well in a unique time where you hate to see two critical guys as a true critical specialist part of our, what our special teams have done this year. Depot's our captain, and Will's been phenomenal for us. So I think I feel confident, really confident in both those guys coming in here and doing their jobs and helping us win.
Expectation for Blake Cashman today and then this week?
Yeah, he should be limited today, and hopefully, pick up that workload as he goes. Blake's really confident and just absolutely dying to get back out there with the guys, and hopefully it's this week, and we'll see how he handles the workload. Keep you guys posted throughout, but he'll get some work in today.
Sam can obviously hit some windows with his arm in the NFL, some tight windows. How do you talk to him about risk-reward, that you don't get too confident in the windows you're trying to hit? Yeah,
I think it all goes back to what we call DTA, decision-making, timing, accuracy. The decision-making part of it, once you've had great fundamentals, he had some really, really good snaps in the game of, throwing off plant, throwing off hitch, a little pocket movement mixed in there. But his decision making for the most part in the game was really good. I think it just comes down to, a 1st and 10, play pass that, especially after the defense had forced the turnover. 1st and 10, we're trying to be aggressive just because the play call is aggressive, and we've got an eligible down the field that happens to be Justin or even Jordan, possibly on the interior route. They're still great options to put the ball in play. That was a huge point of emphasis and has been for a long time, and we had a lot of explosives the other day, and we weren't really trying to hunt them. We got some real positive plays because of the ball going down the field when justified and warranted, but also Sam throwing completions and Josh Oliver or BP or Trent Sherfield, tight turn getting north. I mean, I thought Justin and Jordan were both really good, and it's not always the run after catch that gets on Sports Center making people miss. It's just the details of catching and getting vertical, and instead of it being 6 it's 9, or 5 it's 11. The first play of the game, Josh Oliver caught that ball 2 yards beyond the line of scrimmage and got 11. So just all those little hidden yardages we talk a lot to our guys about. And so Sam, understanding why the player that intercepted that last interception, the second one, was the flat defender. Well, flat defender's at 20 yards deep. That should tell you something, and I want him to be aggressive. He's, in my opinion, throwing the ball as well as many guys in this league right now, and we're going to be aggressive. But that decision making and everybody goes down that game management world. It's play management. It's who takes what away, and hopefully we've given you answers for that, and just put the ball in play, because if he's learned nothing else with the guys he's throwing to and our system, you're going to get your ops. It's just a matter of avoiding those plays, and all part of the process for Sam. What I love the most is, responded the way he did in the second half, and even the way he did off of that play there in the second half, and moved the team and put it away with that last touchdown pass.
Jordan had the spectacular one-handed catch in the end zone. Earlier in the day, Saquon Barkley jumps backward over a defender. It seems like we're seeing more and more spectacular athletic plays. When did NFL players reach this level of athletic ability?
It's a great question. I know for sure, maybe that's what contributed to me standing at this podium, because I'll tell you what, man, that Saquon play was absolutely remarkable. Just the amount of, if people, and I know fans know this, and I know you guys know this, but if people understood just how fast things happen on an NFL field, to the truly great athletes, things slow down for them in the moment. I mean, you've heard Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, you've heard these people talk about how things slow down in those moments, and that's because they're world-class talented players, and I think our league is full of them right now. Each and every week there seems to be a player or two you're like, I have no idea how that happened, the Garrett Wilson catch. But in regards to Jordan's catch, just you add on the layer of the moment, the first half, us moving the ball up and down the field and not having any points to really show for it. Critical play for him to lay out and make that play and do whatever was required to finish it. I thought it was huge, but it's a great question, and I think it's I just think it makes our league what it is, and the players make our league. Each and every Sunday I'm just blown away by offense, defense. I mean, kickers are kicking 60-yarders routine. It's just unbelievable. So it's a blast to be a part of it, and I always look forward to who's going to make that play that we're talking about next, and hopefully they're wearing purple when they do it. But that's what makes our league so great.
With Sam, you talked about the last couple times when he's been hit or his face mask was jerked around, getting clarity. Harbaugh came out and talked about the same thing, and I think that what type of clarity are you getting, and just big picture wise, what's the concern? Because 4 years back, protecting quarterbacks was a huge thing, and now it does appear that they're allowing more to go. Like what's the concern from you on that?
Shoot, there's a lot to really unpack from a standpoint of, okay, the letter of the law of the rules, what they are. People might see it the same way. People might say that's too much protection. All I know is what the rules say, and then you step into the world of just the fundamentals of how things are, getting clarity on the fundamentals of how things are being officiated. And what I mean by that is who's looking at what, who's really responsible for said call, And what made them say, let's pick that foul up? Was it somebody else coming in, which is what took place Sunday night, and saying, no, that wasn't, a face mask? But then it's the dialogue. My dialogue was not about face mask at all, and knowing that the hit to the head neck, the forcible contact to the head neck area is now a reviewable thing. I was just trying to communicate that we could figure this out together, potentially, if that's the reason we dropped the flag on the field. So it's just the fundamentals to try to work through it together in those moments, and just get whatever it is. We're going to keep it pushing and keep it moving, and if the calls go our way or not, my job is just to worry about the next play for our team and make sure we're continuing to overcome or whatever we need to do based upon that play. We've just had a couple ones as of late and really early on in the season where just the clarity gives you the ability to be a better coach, and that's all I want to do is just find out the information that I need to deliver to our players so they know how to play, both technically, fundamentally, all those things, and help understand how to continue to move the football without having those things happen.
Last one.
The way Harrison Phillips played the other night, what is the impact to the rest of the defense when you get him stuffing the middle the way he does? Because you obviously have all the moving parts that are kind of around that position.
Yeah.
What's the domino effect of him being able to shut down that middle?
Yeah, I think just Harrison was fantastic, and you felt him coming off the rock, eating up double teams. But it's one thing to eat up blocks and allow our linebackers to run and safeties to run and make tackles, but resetting the line of scrimmage, and not how many times do I pause the tape and see all of our interior D linemen on their side of the line of scrimmage when the back has the ball in their hands. Jonathan Taylor's one of the best backs in football. I think we held him either tied the lowest output of the season. Maybe I think he had the same amount maybe in the opener. But you just felt it as the game went on, getting him to have to stop his feet, not just be, anytime you can make a back stop his feet, the explosiveness and the change of direction sometimes can be limited as the pursuit of not only the edge setters, but the cutback players, and those guys holding the point of attack were huge. I thought our whole D-line was really, really good on Sunday night, stopping the run. Thanks, guys.